I'm Jakob Madsen and I'm professor at economics at University of Western Australia, and I worked in Monash University as professor, Copenhagen University as professor, and then West London as professor, Brunel University. And I work in macroeconomics, broad macroeconomics. So I started up with working on asset pricing, the pricing of houses, share prices, options and all this stuff, and taught at University of Copenhagen. And then I moved into economic growth, just explaining what are the factors that's driving growth and productivity advances. And now I've kind of moved into inequality because it fits well with the work I've done previously, asset pricing. You need to understand how you price assets to understand inequality. And you also need to understand economic models of growth to understand inequality. It is actually quite complicated because you need a lot of modeling to figure out what's going on beneath inequality. People, they just look at inequality and then they say, well, this is easy, you just measure it, you just measure the distribution and that's it, job done. But it's actually complicated because it's caused by many underlying factors, and we don't understand them, economists are, because you can decompose inequality to different factors. My project is on the gender wage gap, so I'm looking at the spread between females and male wages in a historical perspective, and also looking at our sciences and exactly economics like sociology and so on. Now, from an economic perspective, when we're looking at the gender wage gap, I don't know yet because the data are not ready, but there's an indication that wages between the two genders didn't change that much up to the World War II. And then after World War II, there has been a strong decline in the wage premium. It's gone from 50% males or females down to 10% or something like that. And what we're particularly looking at is education that's causing this, closing the gap, because females have really started to enter the higher education. Is it technology? Technology is a very difficult concept to deal with and to get to grips with. I'm going to look a lot about this, and that's what I'm specialized kind of in. And then there's of course a lot of fertility, and the pill and all this also came into the mix and affected it. But we also know that the women was drawn into the labor market during World War II, so that may also have had an effect, the persistence in female labor force participation. So overall, there's a lot of factors I'm trying to unfold, to see and disintegrate and see what's the deep cause of the convergence in the gender gap in the world.